FM and on GBV TV 115. Your program, Constituency Vibes, every Wednesday. Join me.
On behalf of the community of Olemon Granny Dennery, we would like to say a heartfelt thank you to Senator Ferropoulos for the work that she has commenced in our community. As a result of this, we now have access to quality roads and better drainage. We do appreciate it. We look forward to working with you in the future and we wish you the best of luck in the next general election.
The government have done excellent. I don't see how they will take out that government from there and put on another government. What are you going to put there for us? We already have, we getting it good. It's already going good for us, and Ms. Fortuna is our representative for our area here. So to me, she have to bring it home. And we have to support her in bringing it home. I want her to bring it home. It's Flaboy. They have nowhere else to vote again. It's Flaboy you have to vote for it. The whole cast is to say it's Flaboy it easy. It's Flaboy you have to vote for.
It is with much thanks and effort that we are here today to make this valuable donation to the fishermen of Ancillary. There are some over 30 boat owners in this community, and fishing, no doubt, is a very, very big part of the livelihood of the people of Ancillary. I want to, on behalf of the government of St. Lucia and myself, I want to donate this to the fishermen of Ancillary, and I am very happy and I hope that you guys will put this into very good use.
On behalf of the Ancillary Fat Fishers, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Dominic Fede for providing us with a timely donation of the ropes we have here.
I want to say thank you to the minister for donating us that rope for the fad, and that's going to bring a little income during the COVID time, and I want to say thanks a lot again.
If I was Prime Minister,
that now go happen. That will never happen. You will never live to see that happen.
when President Trump lost his son, Joe Biden suspended his campaign.
That's true.
He suspended his campaign for 2 days when President Trump lost his son.
Oh, you lie! You lie!
I have it on the record. Lost his son.
Robert Trump, President Trump's younger brother, has passed away after an illness.
That's all, folks.
Crossfire, discussing the issues. Norbert Williams, Champagne, Dr. Secret, and Ring the Bell. Thursdays, 8 p.m. on Sky FM and GVD TV. Don't you miss it.
Bienvenue à sous Sky FM 93.1 et puis Dr. Sigwe lundi pour vendredi. Ça c'est 4h30 pour 8h au soir. Côté Dr. Sigwe ka encore nous. Côté nous ka discuter qui ça qui ka fait en pays. Nous aussi à sous Facebook et puis channel 115. Ça c'est GVD TV. Join-moi lundi pour vendredi à sous Sky FM 93.1 et puis Dr. Sigwe encore nous.
Hello everyone, I'm Norbert Williams, right here on Sky FM 93.1. Join me Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. for the morning edition of Keeping It Real. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, Minerva Ward joining me from Canada, right near the North Pole. Although it's cold over there, it's gonna be hot in here. Don't you forget, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on GVD TV and streaming live on Facebook. Don't you miss it. Morning, 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 morning. Let me see here. How are you doing today? Hi. Morning to you. Hey, I see you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to St. Lucians and everyone listening to another morning edition of Keeping It Real. I'm Norbert Williams with you from now until supposedly 8 o'clock, but you know you all never want me to leave, so should I just kick champagne out today and stay until 12? I don't know. You tell me. Rainy morning. Well, that's supposed to clear up pretty soon. I guess I'm just gonna jump right into the weather, because remember I told you yesterday it's gonna be raining past midnight last night, and this morning just about after 5, it came down in the north. That's right, came down in the north. Right now in Castries, the temperature is 77 degrees, going up to a high today of 86. It's partly cloudy. All I see is clouds, just maybe a little of blue in a little hole that just opened up over there through the window. A little bit of blue sky, barely. But this weather is going to be burning off this morning with chance of a few showers later on in the day, late afternoon, about 4, 5, 6 o'clock. And overnight, the possibility of rain is going to increase, and I'm sure you're going to see some kind of rain later on tonight. But that's about that. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight. So if you're leaving home this morning and you're going to be out about that time, just before the curfew, you're going to the supermarket, you have to go do some quick business, or you're starting a little late shift until later, you gotta have your umbrella. And then we're gonna have little peaks of the moon tonight. Is it waxing, waning? I don't know. Does the moon shave? People talk about waxing. I don't know. You know me. 11 minutes after 6 in the morning on a rainy Thursday morning in St. Lucia, which is expected to clear up a bit, going to a high today, as I said a while ago, of 86 degrees. I'm Norbert Williams from the Sky FM Weather Center. Good morning to you in the north, south, east, and west, wherever you are in St. Lucia. What's the weather like in the south? Is it raining down there too? Nothing like the rain from last week, so don't worry. Morning to Soufrière. Morning to Font Saint-Jacques. Ancillary, good morning. It's time to get up. Come on, Simon. Levez, lève. La chauffer. Levez. Get out from under those covers and open thine eyes forth unto a new day. That's what I'm saying. You take that deep breath. Take that deep breath. Morning to those of you in the diaspora. Let me have a look over here. Let's see. Oh, so many people from St. Lucia. It doesn't amaze me, because a lot of people move all about with their phones. So they're all into the online stream. Yeah, they're all on the online stream. And then, of course, good morning to Jamaica. We have St. Lucians over there who are tuned in, and throughout the region, London, England, the United States of America, Canada, all over. Good morning to all of you out there in the diaspora. Morning to you. What's your plans for today? I don't know. You have to tell me. If you're having your coffee so early, this morning, if you're having your tea, if you're a tea person, have a cup of chai. If you're having your cocoa tea, dite kako, boaden, ginger. If you're having mint tea. If you're having cannelle, spice tea. If you're having your pomegranate, apple, orange, lemon twist tea. If you're having your mango flavored tea, how's that? Of course, those of you out there who making bakes, I haven't given them a shout out in a while. Good morning to the market vendors. Good morning to those of you in the food alley. people who feed the early morning workers. Because there's nowhere else open in the morning, so you're heading over to the market. You know, if you're heading to work or you get down to town about 5, 6 o'clock, there ain't no restaurant open in town. Ali Bola Plus la man. The food alley. You know, that's what they should call it. The food alley. I'll talk to the mayor today. I'll talk to the man Juice. How's that? Juice! It's time to get up, man. He must be up already. That guy doesn't sleep. The food alley. Sounds nice. Sounds exotic. Sounds, you know, quaint. Yeah. I think they need to do something in there, you know. Things are coming to the market. Don't worry. Things are coming. Things are coming. And today is May the 6th. That's right. 6th of May. Just one more day to go. Actually, it's tomorrow for the much talked about, much argued about, much rode about. It's the Range Rover case. Yeah. It's the Range Rover case. Vroom vroom. With customs and all of that. It was adjourned from last month, I think the 15th of April. It was adjourned from before that. So now we're here at May the 7th. I wonder what new twist there shall be today in that matter. You know, yeah, well, you know, that's life, you know. You gotta deal with what you get yourself into. Can't do anything about that. Good morning to Jetwin. Yeah, good morning to Agard. Good morning to Kabish and Plateau and Babono. Yeah. Morning to you. Morning to you in the CDC in Castries. Good morning to New Village. Good morning wherever you are. What places don't I usually call? You know? Bexo, I call Bexo. Mark, I call Mark. Where? Roseau, I call Roseau. Jackman, I call there. Deglo, I call them up. I shout them up. I yell them up. Sarot, Marigot. I don't call Marigot too often. Where else? Where? Bar Saint-Joseph. Bonjour. Badni. And not Badni, you know. Bar Denny. Bar Dennis. The Dennis Bar. Go look up the meaning of that word. B-A-R-R-E. It is a word. It's a geographical feature. It's a geographical feature, so don't say I never taught you anything. No, I'm just keeping it real with you early in the morning. Have you ever heard of Wilkes Bar? Look that up too. Tell me where it is. Somebody will call. I want somebody to call and tell me where Wilkes Bar is. It's not in St. Lucia. W-I-L-K-E-S B-A-R-R-E. Yeah. You know, keep your mind going, you know. Practice, just like anything else, you know. If you want to be an athlete, you got to practice. If you want to drive, you got to practice. You got to learn how to drive. If you want to do anything, you have to practice. So if you want to keep your mind active, you have to practice. Use the mind. Read. Watch informative shows. We have our first call. I wonder who that could be. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Morning, Mr. Williams.
Morning, how are you?
Not too bad, sir.
You're not too bad. You're just a little bad?
No, not bad at all.
You're a bad person. Talk to me.
Duga Miku.
Duga. I have.
Duga is listening every day.
Oh,
every day.
My gosh. Good morning, Duga Miku.
Right.
How are you doing today? How's the weather down there?
Not bad. It's a little cloudy.
Just cloudy?
A little cloudy.
Yeah. That's going to clear up today.
Hopefully.
Okay, great. Well, you have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for calling. Thank you for keeping it real. You know, you look at Facebook and it says to you, what's on your mind? What's on your mind today? What's on your mind? But folks, you know, this morning, today, the 6th day of May. Mark the date. You know, those of you who still write, you know, you maybe that's how you get your thoughts down, or you put your little to-do things. And then there's all of us who have our phones and our mobile devices and tablets and laptops and whatever else you have. Your computer. Some of you are sitting at your computer right now. In fact, if I look over here, let's see. Let's see here. Yep, somebody's on a computer. Yeah. I want you to make a note. I want you to get your pen, get a piece of paper, and you put it in a drawer, put it somewhere that you can refer to anytime. Just write "keeping it real" predictions on it. I want you to put that down. I want you to write that. Or I want you to imprint it in your mind. I want you to imprint it in your mind today, folks. Because just as I had predicted on Tuesday with Minerva, and Monday, what was to come in the House of Parliament? This is the same old thing, and you know, I tell you about pattern of behavior. Pattern of behavior. And that after you've seen what has happened in the past over and over again, eventually you can eventually, based on actions which are similar to what occurred in the past, you can predict with a very high level of certainty, a very high level of accuracy, what's going to happen with the actions of people, with the actions in the world around us, with the actions of organizations. And I am predicting this morning, folks, we're going to see a lot more of the same that has been pushed before. The same old baseless allegations, just write that, baseless allegations, the same refuted allegations, the same old propaganda, but it's going to be repackaged. So write this down, baseless allegations repackaged. That you're going to see the same old players, you know, people who claim to represent certain organizations, but they're really out on their own. They're making statements against the government that the organization, the membership doesn't really know anything about. And they'll make statements, they'll type things on letterheads and make you believe it's the whole organization when it's not. You remember those people? You remember them from last year? Don't you? Same people. Many of them are very silent. But I'm predicting to you today, I'm telling you folks, I'm telling you that every day that passes as the elections gets closer, we will see the turmoil that they will try to create. We will see the opposition. We will hear about the letters and calling the press and trying to stir up problems. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, my brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm okay. Yeah.
You're just okay?
For now.
Okay. Well, you're keeping it real, right?
Yes, my brother.
Okay, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm watching you and I'm about to start the conversation.
Okay, let's go. Read my lips.
Yeah. I want to touch on something that is very important. And I think some of our people have to understand that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the government that is causing people to go and do things, or to, you know, especially the party, to go against certain things that people don't like. The police is moving with the law.
Yeah.
When you go to the house,
yeah,
all right, you sit in parliament and you bring something into law and it becomes law.
That's right.
Then the police now is acting.
That is right, scholar.
So the police act because you say labor.
That's right.
Avec UWP sa avoué ou des moun sa pour faire ça. That is not the thing. bagay la se si moun nan kase lwa, police la ka entre en law. That is how this thing is being managed. But in my opinion, a lot of people feel, well, it's the government that is making the police come to do you something.
Well, some people are trying to make people believe that.
Some people, yes, sir. You know, right. The other thing, I think that should be made clear to people. When you look, even with the Labour Party.
Caller, can I interrupt you for a second? Something
Certainly.
just came to my mind there.
Yeah.
And this show is keeping it real, and I always do my best to keep it as real as ever with everyone. And if we are to go just back 2 days ago, not even 48 hours yet, to Tuesday in our House of Parliament, members of Parliament on the opposition side, it is the SLP who are now trying to make people believe that the police are enforcing the laws which are on the books. How ironic, how contradictory for the government. They are the ones pushing that story now. Now, let me let you go on.
Yeah. Now, even with the SLP, you know, perhaps if they may have introduced new blood into their system, they could probably see a great change for themselves too. Because you see, when you take new wine and you put it into old bottles, what happens is that it would burst the bottles. C'est pas moi qui dit ça, l'évangile. You know? The thing about it is that the standard by means of which the government, the structure of the government is run now, you cannot apply that with the old-time structure, because that is why you see the Labour government or the opposition had problems before, because the demand in 2021, you cannot align that with the demand of the 19, you know. So you need to focus on a higher caliber in order to run the country, because you have higher demand.
You spoke about we need new blood.
Yeah.
Or the SLP needs new blood, or what did you say? You said we need new blood in politics, eh? Yeah. Or when they get into that side.
Yeah. Well,
Caller, on the SLP side, you have what I'll refer to, I will coin a phrase now. I don't know whether anybody else has said it before, but it just popped into my head. And the analogy, I think, is very appropriate. You have political vampires over there. And a lot of people say, and I've said it before, that you're drinking the Kool-Aid. But when a vampire bites you, you can be as pure as ever. You'll become infected. You will turn yourself into a vampire. So a political vampire is basically the same. When you go in there, when you go into the red camp, the Kool-Aid squad, you get the political vampires to bite you, and we have heard that so many times, that there was so much hope for a change, you heard. And when these people got bit in there, they themselves became vampires, political vampires. And I tell you, there are a few people that I've seen on that side. And slowly you begin to see the change. And one day you just hear like, wow, it's total difference. Echoing the same bombasticated, wow, that's a big word for early in the morning. Spewing the same bombasticated ideas. But anyway, I digress.
Now, another point I want to bring forward to you, Mr. Williams, is very important. You know, and it can be acceptable by everyone. If the demand is so high and you find that the government is moving too fast, they're borrowing too much money, because the government is trying to develop the country, to put the country in a stage to attract outside investors so that they can come in. All right? You find that that is not adequate enough because we're borrowing too much money, so that when they come in, they may need excessive terms in order to pay up these loans and everything. Okay? So it means now that you will not be able to run the structure. That is what it is telling you. You will not be able to, because that is where it is now. Look at the salaries of teachers, nurses, doctors. When you come to meet this kind of figure, right, the dimension that you are accustomed of handling and stuff like that, and not even able to do it properly or to get the money to do it, how are you going to get yourself, to handle a situation like that? Okay? And why would you want to come in? Because once you come in, you have to destroy certain things in order to maneuver yourself the way you are accustomed of doing it for the past 25 years or whatever. Right? So the way I see it, if you think that the government is borrowing too much money and the way the things is going on is not right, leave the people that are there to continue to pay the loans, because they are able to pay, they're able to look for the funds and to get it going, and you are not able to do it. So let them stay there, you understand, and continue to run the country. I think that is very fair, isn't it? For me, that's how I see it.
Well, let me tell you something, caller. You see, too often we see the result that we want, but we don't look enough at the route or the way to get to that objective. And we have all these grandiose ideas without a proper means of getting to it. Or should I say that we know where we want to go, but you're stuck. Some people are still stuck in trying to do things the old way, like having a computer and treating it as a glorified typewriter. Caller, let me tell you something. It's just like we talk about smartphones too. How many people really utilize their smartphone? What's the use they have to it? What they do? Watch music videos, get on social media and argue and talk nonsense all day, and I'll say nonsense, we know what that encompasses.
Let me not interrupt you, we'll continue. As you say smartphones, our kindergarten, I think, is handling the smartphone better than some of us ourselves. Continue, sir.
When you look at a computer, because I've been around computers for a while, very intricately, and there are people who use computers, and all they can do when they come into the office in the morning or go at home in the night or whatever is turn it on, turn on the monitor, turn on the speakers, open up whatever word processing program, Microsoft Word, WordPerfect, whatever you want to do, WordPad, Notepad, whatever. Type a document. They can do almost nothing else on that computer. They don't even know where to type in properly a web address, a URL. And these are the fundamentals, the most basic things in computer use. And watch it. The majority of people who open up a web browser will type in the address that you give them, a direct address to a site. They will type it in the search field. They will type it in the search field. It's increasing the amount of steps that they have to take to get to where they're going. There are people, too many of us, who see it day in and day out about viruses. They get the information, they hear about it. Don't click on links from people you don't know. Lottery scams. Some relative of yours died over there. I mean, caller, let me tell you something. There's a friend of mine here in St. Lucia. I could not believe it, how people fall for the most ridiculous things. They don't think. Call me up and say, hey, Nobby, man, Nobby. Boy, I got a deal, guys. I got to make some money. Say, what is it? Say, I got an email from someone in England, and says, for investment. I say, really? He said, yeah, it's an investment. A guy who went to secondary school, you know, at the very least. Works smart, you know. But you know, too many of our people like this idea, get rich quick schemes. And he said, boy, what they want me to do is bring up $5,000 or whatever it is. And when I get there, all I have to do is wait 3 days. They'll invest the money and I get 3 times I come back. I'm like, what? I said, that makes sense to you, man? I said, you know the people? No, but I tell you, Gassa, that's a good deal, Gassa. I get in the emails back and forth. That's real. I said, you want to get to England or wherever you're going and not come back? I mean, caller, it's not anything other than sheer stupidity and ignorance. Would you do such a thing?
Talking about that, I want to bring you. I know at least 3 people that got messed up in the same thing. You know. Now let me explain something to you. If I can recall, so many years ago, that now I am not saying this, all right, to try to mar any kind of relationship with a country or not, but they say that Barbados has been competitive for a long time. We all know that.
Yeah.
All right? Why shouldn't we thrive and make an opportunity so that we too can be recognized, you know, in the OECS countries as well? All of that is promoting.
Recognized how? I think we are recognized.
We are, but I am saying that some of our people, instead of looking down on ourselves and looking at that country much greater than us, we ought to be great too. We have to elevate ourselves to move forward.
Well, caller, well, you see that mentality, especially with Barbados. Look, if you see the motto on the coat of arms, it says Pride and Prejudice.
That's right.
And also, Barbados from way back was referred to as Little England.
Yeah.
So there's always been this pervasive mentality that they're better than everybody else, and people will tell you that from way back when, because back then it was the rich plantation owners, even the owners from St. Lucia or elsewhere, who actually resided in Barbados.
Yeah.
So they obviously would expect that things would be a little different.
The point I'm making is that yeah, I'm glad that you explained that. But the point I'm making, okay, look at St. Vincent, for that matter. Now, if you look at St. Vincent, you'd realize, well, our development here is slightly, not slightly, but very different. And then what happened again, that is a setback for the country. So the point I'm trying to make...
What is the setback?
Well, the ash and everything.
Oh, you're talking about the current situation.
Yeah. I'm talking about the economic factor there.
Yeah.
The ash and everything is a setback. It's going to cost the government, and it keeps you back in moving forward. So if you would have moved forward a great deal in a number of years, because when a country goes back, 1 year on the international market, it's like 5 years. You understand?
Yeah,
People don't understand these things.
St. Vincent has gone back many years.
Yeah. So my point is that the more that you can develop, it's not the idea of that is not the thing. The thing is, the more we can advance the stages, is the better for you within the outside world. You get more business people who want to come. Some time ago you said something. I didn't even think of that. And when I heard that, I said, you see this thing? You're talking about an airport. The airport is essential. You have a plane up there circling to come down. All of that wasting time and money. You need access. You need to be able to provide, that service so that your country can move forward, because you have people, you want to boost up your nation. 180,000, Barbados is 250,000, somewhere around that. You want to boost up. Okay, but at the same time, you must have water, you must have everything. People coming into the place, you think you want
Caller,
to
just a second. Somebody corrected me. I want to make my correction right away. The motto of Barbados is not Pride and Prejudice. That's a book. It's actually Pride and Industry. Pride and Industry. In fact, 2 people did. Okay.
I heard it differently. I heard it differently. I heard it was discipline and pride. You know,
Pride and Prejudice is a book.
Yeah, but I know the prejudice part. There's a percentage of this thing. But anyhow, no problem. You know, so I'm saying in order for us to materialize and to move forward, you see my point? Yeah. We as a people, you have to spend money to do it. Because the industry, you don't have the money, so you have to borrow it. You understand? If you build in a house, okay, and I'm going to end because we have been a while. You build in a house and you die. Is your family got to pay it?
Yeah, that's right. Your estate.
So that's what it is. So
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
You understand?
Exactly.
So, brother, it was a nice thing this morning having this conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And I think our people have to open up and stop this fighting with each other, because it's not the idea of the fight. It's the idea of getting the thing done. You know? So have a nice day, my brother.
Thank you very much, caller.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you for keeping it real. 456-0931. And of course, WhatsApp is 485-0931. Let me see if we have any messages here already this morning. Of course, we have our next call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Novot.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yes, I'm fine. I'm happy today.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Ah, what's going on?
I am happy today. I'm always listening to your program, you know,
well,
Mr.
thank you very much.
Even though I don't call.
Thank you very much.
I love listening to it.
Thank you.
It's very educating.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, today I'm staying home to change my curtains for the big day, Mother's Day.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, wonderful.
Thank God.
Yeah, talk to me now.
I just finished my coffee, and it's a while I haven't heard Mr. Laclery. What is wrong with him?
He called yesterday. He called the day before.
Oh, okay. Well, I missed it.
So what type of coffee are you having? Local coffee?
Oh, Nescafe.
Oh, Nescafe.
The local coffee is finished.
Ah.
Yes.
I see. And what part of St. Lucia are you calling from? What part of St. Lucia?
Lomba Monrepo.
Lomba Monrepo. Lomba.
Yes.
Okay.
So enjoy your day.
Thank you very much. Hope
yes.
you have a great
Bye-bye.
day. Thank you.
Gracias, amigos.
Okay. Muy bueno. Pásate un buen día.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Lomba Monrepo. Good morning to Lomba. And somebody said I'd never say hello to a God, so good morning to a God. We have our next caller. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Morning, how are you?
What's happening? Talk to me.
I'm doing good.
Good morning, St. Lucia.
Don't know. What going on, man? You ain't eating breakfast this morning, man?
Same thing, man. Corned beef and bread, corned beef and some Ovaltine, man.
Okay.
Ovaltine.
Man, you forget Horlicks, man? You ain't drinking Horlicks again?
I ain't got money to buy Horlicks, man. I'm a poor man. I'm a poor man, can't afford Horlicks. That's not going to make that way, brother. Let me get to the bottom line, man. Let me get to the business.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Listen. Good morning, St. Lucia again. Good morning to Baradil Conway. Talon Road, the best area in St. Lucia. That's what I'm talking about. Because we run things, the government is run, the government is held, the government is based in St. Lucia, in Conway. That's right. We continue. Good morning to the greatest elderly statesman St. Lucia ever had. So Peter Josie and Sir Michael Shasky. You guys, I cannot get enough of you gentlemen. You guys are the bomb. Believe me. Simply the best. Not forgetting our Chief Medical Officer. That's right. Dr. Sharon Belmont George. Hey, Miss Williams, you know she's simply the best.
Yeah, you telling me, man. That's you the big fan. You're the number one fan. You're the groupie. You're a groupie.
I'm a groupie. Come on, man. Don't go so low. All right, the copy anything, man. Copy anything. And the front line team.
Talk to me now.
Talk to you now. Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
Could you tell me the reason why the SLP gets into government?
Why?
And gets away with the things they get away with?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Okay. Let me say this to you. I personally believe our illiteracy rate in St. Lucia is too high. Our illiteracy rate in St. Lucia is too high, and that's a fact. Okay? It's too high. Everywhere has illiteracy, but in St. Lucia, it's definitely too high. For a man that only went to school on a Saturday and a Sunday. Okay?
You're talking about yourself, eh? You're talking about yourself.
Yes, myself. I talking about you. You've been to Cambridge and Oxford. You know what I'm saying? I like you, man. No. You can find people like places like Barbados will always be ahead of us. Because they have the highest literacy rate in the world.
Where? Which country?
Barbados.
They have the highest literacy rate in the world?
That's right. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Google it, man. Probably changed by now, I don't know. But listen to me. Barbados, the Barbadians always try to educate one another. You cannot come around them with no nonsense. Let me tell you something. If you meet 20 Barbadians, all 20 might be intelligent or 19 or something like that. The ratio is very high. They always, what should I say? They always have a debate. You may say argument, discussion going on. Always testing your intelligence and stuff. They always do at the rum shops and everywhere. They do that. Football, cricket, no matter what they do, they always testing one another. They always striving for excellence. Now, I put that aside. We have been calling for the SLP to apologize since Adam was a lad. Have you ever heard the SLP apologize to St. Lucia once? I'm asking you, Mr. Williams.
Apologize for what?
The atrocities and the things they've done in the past. Have you ever heard the SLP apologize once?
I don't think I've heard anybody. Okay, so hold on a second, caller. I'm just looking up online there. It's very interesting. I don't know if I'm seeing right. But the literacy rate for Barbados, 15 to 24 years, is 99.9%. 15 years and older is 99.6%. And 65 years and older, and these are 2020 figures, is 98.5%. So just keeping it real, just verifying.
So
astoundingly.
So would you not going to ring the bell for me?
Well, I ring the bell for Barbados.
So, because let me get back to that. Because we have two of the greatest minds in the Caribbean, in Sir Peter Josie and Sir Michael Shastey. But yet still, we have some, you use the word buffoons, I call them rats. We'll come and instill in the head. Sir Michael Shastey is this, Sir Peter Josie is this. Two gentlemen, two great statesmen that went past. You can't even talk about the work they've done for the country. And they let the rats come along and put a lot of garbage in their head. You know what I'm saying? We'll get back to the SLP. Not once they have ever apologized for anything. For instance, that man Joachim Henry. You think he could be in politics in Barbados or in Bermuda? He was going to step down right away. He will have to step down right away. And that's not ifs or buts about that. That's not ifs or buts. He will have to step down. And nobody will have to tell him to step down. He knows he will have to step down. I'm going to ask him to. Okay? Because what he done, that's terrorist. That's a terrorist act. Okay? And the SLP leader has to step down too. He comes on stage and saying if he done something wrong. Have you ever heard such? Have you ever heard such? That means they have no respect for the people of St. Lucia. They're like insulting the intelligence of St. Lucians. We have to address that. Our our illiteracy rate, we have to address that. There's some people come and tell me, you know what? I just saw a cow jump over the moon. And they take it all down over the market, all down Jeremy Street, all down Bridge Street, everywhere. Guess what? A cow jump over the moon just saw, you know. We don't need to address that, man. We have a man in Sir Alan Michael Shasta who is by far the greatest leader on the planet. Let me tell you something. Do you know that Sir Alan Michael Shasta was offered a job by the government of Bonita? Do you all know that? Now I heard his father, the great man, Sir Michael Shasta, said he was offered a job in Brussels, collecting $400,000 a year, tax free.
So, caller, let me give you some other information there in my quick investigation, since you made that statement about the literacy rate in Barbados, which I discovered to be just about 98-99% across the different age ranges. In the Caribbean, and the Caribbean's literacy rate is very high. In fact, it's on average, in fact, the latest is 94%. St. Lucia's literacy rate is somewhere just about that. So, 9 out of every 10 people is literate in St. Lucia.
Is literate in St. Lucia?
Yes. In Barbados, same fact.
Is that true?
Yeah, same thing I'm reading, checking out from you. Statistics from UNESCO is the same yardstick used to measure Barbados.
I'm asking you, what's the definition of literacy? Because I tell you something, I personally believe that St. Lucia has too many illiterate people.
Adult literacy rate is the percentage of people ages 15 and above who can both read and write with understanding a short, simple statement about their everyday life. That's what literacy is considered to be.
Would you agree? Would you believe? Do you believe that fact that solution literacy rate that is?
But it's the same agencies that's reporting. So what are you telling me?
Yeah.
Somehow you want to have an expectation of lower for St. Lucia.
I asked you the question now. How come they have how come they all have the buffoons SFP get away with so much nonsense? That's the question I'm asking you though.
Okay, let's wrap it up, caller. Let's wrap it up.
How come the SFP gets away with so much nonsense? We have to stop asking SFP for apologies and deal with them with a strong hand. A strong hand, that's what I'm talking about. Stop asking them for apologies and deal with them with a strong hand, because I personally believe they should not be on the ballot. I've been asking that question for months now.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Give me one good reason why the SFP is on the ballot. Nobody cannot give me one good reason up to now. And I'm going on different airways. That's sad. Have a nice day, buddy.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a great day. 456-0931. 456-0931. Good morning. You on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yes, good morning. Keep it real. How are you?
Morning. Doing good. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm trying. I'm not sure if you spoke about the results of the Cabot report. You know.
I'm going to deal with that in great detail pretty soon.
Yeah, and what should be done about those persons that went to Canada Press and sabotage and try to directly sabotage investments.
Well, you know what, caller? I've been looking at it. It's been out for about 2 weeks now or so. And I don't just want to quote anything. I want to give a complete picture, because I always like to go back.
Yeah.
And
of course,
come forward.
But I want something to be done about those persons that went to the Canada Press and going to tell lies, about those findings when there were no findings. The individuals know themselves.
And even when you have conclusive information from the experts, they still want to dispute.
Yeah, even Tulsi.
You know, I commented about this. You know, people need to, and Guy Joseph said it very well.
Yeah.
Since when that's your role? And certain agencies or entities have their particular responsibilities or assigned, how can I say that? Their assigned area, right? And a TV station in St. Lucia, you see, this is, you know, I'm going to keep it real, folks. This is the ignorance we see when people have their own motives.
Yes.
When people do not make themselves educated about the intricacies of what they're reporting on. And this TV station, when that archaeological report came out, instead of going to the relevant authority here in St. Lucia, they went to the National Trust, which has no purview, instead of going to the Archaeological Society, if that's the correct organization name here in St. Lucia, who are the ones who have the purview, who are the ones, along with the relevant authorities in St. Lucia, contracted the internationally renowned expert to verify and to examine the lands that Cabot purchased for burial grounds and artifacts and other items of historical significance.
That's right.
Did his research, did his digs, examined everything, submitted his report, but instead of going to the agency to whom that report was submitted, they went to the National Trust and interviewing the National Trust as if they are some authority on that when they are not.
And they doesn't know nothing about archaeology.
Well, I don't know what they know or what they don't know, but they are not the ones with the purview to make an opinion and to decide whether the findings are acceptable or not. They're not the agency. They're not the entity. So misleading the public.
Yes. And, they're going to
and I'm telling you, next week, Tuesday, caller, I am going to do an in-depth into that report.
Yes. I'll be awaiting that.
Yes.
Anyway, I'll get off the lines for the person to call, but I want to talk about that and to deal with the person that went to the press in Canada to sabotage.
Caller, these people are shameless, you know. And they're the ones, patriots, blasted patriots, that patriots. They ain't no patriots. Sink in their country.
What do you call it, in the house. I think you gave the clip the last time. Renegades.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that too in that clip, you know, in the House of Assembly.
Yeah.
I feel good.
And those of
clips you have to bring up.
Yeah, those of you out there, those who missed it, can go to facebook.com/SkyFMSLU and you will find that video there. Posted it on Tuesday.
Oh, yes. Anyway, have a nice day.
Thank you very much, caller. Right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. 4560931. And like I was saying earlier, let me get back to it. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning. Good
hey,
morning,
hey.
Good morning.
Well, you know your pig getting docked today, buddy.
Well, I used to that. That's why I believe in quality, you know, not quantity.
Yeah.
How is life?
It's plodding along.
Mm-hmm. Do you know that laughter can easily purchase? That happiness is priceless. As long as you're relying on others' thoughts, words, and action for your happiness, that means you're putting yourself under the feet of others. It will be then up to you to move yourself under the feet of such person and realize that you do possess the key to your happiness. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a great day too. The man Leclerc with the Keeping It Real thought of the day. But folks, I want to tell you, getting back to where I started off this morning, that a lot of what we've seen before, especially over the past year, the past 2 years, in fact, since the elections in 2016, has been the same old regurgitated nonsense, just repackaging all the time. We've seen the lies. We've heard the lies. We've heard all the propaganda. We've heard all the fake news. We've heard all the half-truths interlaced with buckets of lies, misinformation, forgeries, fakeries, alternate realities. We've heard and seen it all. And I think we have come to a point where the opposition has realized, just as they've realized many times before, because we have the patterns of behavior to examine. Licks! I've seen, you saw their performance in the House on Tuesday. Yeah, performance, that's what I call it. They were performing. There was nothing valid in what they were saying. Why? Because it has all been said before. And coronavirus is not going anywhere. It's the same coronavirus from last year. It's the same COVID-19 from last year. It's the same reasons and the same protocols and the same things that need to be done to protect the people of St. Lucia. But every time, each and every time the government comes to the House to extend or to implement the state of emergency or the curfew or any of the other protocols and measures that need to be taken before the House, it's the same arguments, the same nonsense, the same incredible, infantile allegations with absolutely no proof, no evidence. And we've been this way before for over a year now, folks. And bet your bottom dollar that if, according to the alligators made by the opposition, that the government is going to abuse the power that comes with the state of emergency, if there had been any abuses, do you think they would be so quiet? I mean, if it rains, the guys screaming like cows. You think if there had been rights violated and the government had, that they would not have said anything? I certainly don't believe so. Do you? Are you that naive? Are you that out of touch? So therefore, the government has no record of doing any such thing. So you have to ask yourself, where are these alligators coming from with the SLP opposition? Where is it coming from? Why make these statements? Why constantly try to drill into the heads, into the minds of the people of St. Lucia, that for whatever reason the government is going to abuse its power under the state of emergency, when that has not happened in no way, shape, form, or imagination? Well, only in their imagination. And the only conclusion that I can come to, why they will continue making those alligators, is because it suits their purpose. It's because the reality on the ground does not support what they're saying, and therefore they want to create an alternate set of facts, alternate reality that they can build everything else on, that the propaganda and the lies can be built on. A very strange premise. We have a Facebook call, a WhatsApp call. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
Mr. General, five-star
well,
general.
I'm not a general.
Okay?
Let me tell you something. Don't put me in that rank, because before you can be a 5-star general, you must first be a general. Okay?
You have an idea of what I'm saying. Anyway, but ever since COVID started, we have had a state of emergency. Before the last time when COVID just started, we had a 24-hour curfew.
Yeah.
Nobody violate anybody's right. We had curfew in some Caribbean countries. As a matter of fact, I think that curfew in St. Lucia has been a little slack than any other country.
Exactly.
Because persons do take latitude, a lot of advantage, as we have seen so far. Persons are involved with deliberately confrontation with the police.
But caller, the opposition is suggesting, they're alleging that the government is using the police to suppress or to, what's the word they use? to infringe on the rights of the people. Yet still the people themselves are so alarmed about the freedoms that the people of St. Lucia have had, even in the face of protocols and regulations dictating otherwise, that the police have been very lenient. Everybody says so. We'll talk about the river limes. People talk about what's happening at Pigeon Point. People talk about the bars that are open everywhere, although the police have been clamping down lately. But people have actually complained that the police are not being tough enough. But somehow in the mystery world of the SLP, this is the thing, in the mystery world, lost in space world of the SLP, the government is using the police to infringe on people's rights.
I find our police force has been very disciplined so far. They have been under immense pressure. I must say the police have been under immense pressure. Whether it is COVID, from tackling crime, indecent behavior, all the police have been surrounded so many challenges. And I find they have performed very well. You have never had any reason why police have to shoot somebody under the state of emergency, and everybody knows state of emergency. The other thing, what I said the last time, I believe St. Lucia need to educate about curfew and state of emergency. Maybe that is the first time. COVID was the only thing that brought a state of emergency. In St. Lucia have never had civil disorder or civil disobedience. But I know there was a curfew in Jamaica, in Clarendon and St. James, and when they tell you curfew, nobody out. The only set of person who will be out there is the Jamaica Defense Force alone, JDF. Nobody, they don't mean there is nobody out. So here we have taken advantage over the curfew because the government is trying its best to protect the people, and that is just what it's going to do. Right now, I am still not happy about the active cases in St. Lucia now. I still feel it could have brought a little lower. I mean, SLP, if they were honest people and speaking the truth, they would have known for sure that we contribute to what is happening there today in terms of, the big match they had, and did not care about who died, who infected. They do it just to get themselves, to get a boost, to get themselves up, and it is our time. And if you listen to the tone of language now, they are telling you right now, it doesn't make any sense to have a curfew. Why don't you just warn the people? You see, what an excuse when every country of the world have curfew that is so strict measures where you don't venture nowhere. You understand? We have a curfew starting from 4 in the morning to all the way 9 in the night. You tell me if there is something you were to fulfill for the day, you could not do it. You look for next. What is so wrong to stay at your home with your family 9 in the night or 8 o'clock and start your night with your family? Why St. Lucia have been so disconnected to the family? These are petty excuses. Anyway, Nobot, have a blessed day.
Thank you very much, caller. Have a great day. Thank you. Good morning. You're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Yeah. I'm fine. First time caller.
Oh, great. You get the bell, right? Thank you for calling.
What I am going to say today is a question to Mr. Pierre.
Leader of the opposition.
Yeah, leader of the opposition. I cannot understand how he's not interested in traveling, and usually someone who is about to be a leader or prime minister has to go overseas to get information and get things for the country. So if he's not interested in traveling, he's not traveling, how would he go about getting things for the island? And this is my contribution this morning.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you. Have a great day. So, I want to continue talking about what was discussed earlier, that we will see much of the same. And we saw it in the House, and I predicted it here, and Minerva, who will be here tomorrow morning again. We predicted it, we expected it, nothing new, because there's no real serious issue to discuss. So they have to fabricate, they have to oppose at all costs. Because agreeing with the government, in their minds, in being positive for St. Lucia, in their minds, will be too good for the government and will be a bad thing for them. Can't do that. And as I said, you will see now, as we're getting closer to elections, the same old suspects from before. The same ones who wanted to create the brouhaha when the government, in recognizing the seriousness of the shortfall in revenue because the country was closed down, because nobody was traveling, nobody was coming here because of COVID. Let's just put it straight, let's keep it real. Because of COVID, that the revenue the government was earning was significantly less. And as a result, the government, in having to deal with its financial obligations, had to do all types of Jimmy flicks to make that happen. And the call went out for all, and to the civil servants, to take a moratorium on their pay for a year. 50% for some, 75% higher, whatever it was. Number of different, there were 2 or 3 different tiers, depending on where you were. Some would be 25, some would be 50%. And right now, about this time now this year, you'd be getting your money back from the bonds that you would have gotten with interest. Oh, and it was politicized, and of course, just like when the government tried to make people's lives easier. Remember that last year, folks. Let us not forget. Let me leve, because they leve. Remember when the government was trying to make life easier for people who had been tormented for years with those charcoal pits? What happened with that? Remember that? Malewe, you're trying to kill them. Shazne. Remember that? How that was so ridiculously politicized, and how the nonsensical jackassery arguments were made about that? That people with asthma and COPD and allergies who have been tormented for years in residential areas by people unscrupulously, because it is unscrupulous, it's not with care that you would do that, unscrupulously, without a care. Charcoal pits in residential areas. Remember how that was so ridiculously politicized? And the people who came out to bash the government because of that? Remember that? Oh, the poor man, they're trying to kill the poor man. Look at how many people send their children to school, you know, making charcoal and all nonsense. When that was not the issue. You know, these are the disingenuous things that people will not forget. Regardless of how you try to make it about the Mali way, everything is a pass. Once you invoke the term Mali way. What about the Mali way that can't breathe in their house? What about the Mali way who has asthma? What about the Mali way who can't breathe at all? Nighttime, daytime, you have to close your windows. It don't make any difference because it comes in under the door. Put your clothes outside. Get your clothes dry when you come back. Tout hadou ka senti la fime. An di nan kayo la fime. Ou asiwe lan di fe an kayo. When it's already on the books, you know. When it's already on the books. And I read it to you. I quoted the section. Where you cannot burn bush or charcoal pit or anything of the sort within a certain distance of a residential area or the town. It's there on the books. We want to make it seem as if, why would the government want to do that? I mean, let's be serious. Just so out of the blue, the government want to stop people from making money, stop the Maliway. So what? People have a right to make money, and they've been doing that, and they send their children to school. But what about the rights of the people to enjoy their homes in peace? You know, these are the disingenuous, hypocritical magi. When we talk about independence and being a mature country and mature individuals and our politics being mature, that's Papi Show, man. Papi Show. Papi Show. Shame. I call it shame. You know what? This morning, calling it shame. And if I haven't done it before, and if you forget, let me tell you right now, if you forget, here's what should have been done with that a long time ago, with this ridiculous nonsense that the opposition pushed. Flush them! That's what should have happened with that foolishness a long, long, long time ago. Long time ago. So the people who are suffering must suffer because of your politics. Because you see it as an opportunity to get at the government. Absolutely no merit. Absolutely no merit. And lots of other things too. How many people have complained about these garages in their neighborhood next to their house, by the side of the road, spraying vehicles? When they start spraying, you can't put clothes outside on your line. Huh? How many people are tormented by that? How many people, when they putty in the cars and sanding down, you have to breathe that, just like cement dust, just like sheetrock dust. Bouille, gorjou, bouille. Huh? Nail. Bad for your lungs. Where's the concern about people's health? Huh? Where is it? Where was it? Politicized. That's why it was pandering for votes, because elections ka vini, an point yo. An juke shatsne. That's the stupidity, the ridiculosity we have to deal with in St. Lucia. Putting people first. Yeah! Kozot la, man. Papi Show. These are things that really get me angry, man. Annoy me. Trying to malmene people sevel. Putting people first. Which people? And then want to talk nonsense about there are two St. Lucias. Two St. Lucias, my toe. My toe. All political rhetoric. Pandering for votes. That's all it is. Pandering. And we're going to see the next element of this rearing its head very soon, folks. Because as I was telling you, the same suspects who go out there purporting to represent organizations, but only representing themselves and the interests of a few, go out there and make statements on behalf of organizations. Exe moun la ki en organisation pa konet anyen, nada. But then there's one brewing now, a new one. More ridiculous nonsense and Papi Show. But you know, as elections are closer, you will see them. What they say, is it in the Bible? You shall know them by their fruits. Their fruits of lies. Their fruits of politics. Their fruits of Papi Show. Their fruits of murty propaganda, fake news. That's their fruits. By their fruits you shall know them, and by their face you shall know them. Because you're going to hear the same old washed up arguments. Things that have already been debunked. Things that have already been debunked, folks. That have already been dismissed. Goodbye. They're going to want to try to revive them as if they can manipulate. It's what we say. Nobody, how dare you tell us anything else? What we say, win we win, lose we win. Whether we in opposition or government, it has to be our way. Whether we failed when we were in government, it has to be our way. Whether we couldn't open the hospital, we have to tell you how to do it now that you're there. You don't know how to do it. We are the only ones who know. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Hey Norbert, good morning. Let me tell you, this is the first time I've been able to
you get the bell,
the
man.
show.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've been listening. Well, actually, I listen more than I call, and this is the first time.
Right.
I've always been saying that a number of utterances and threats and subtle threats that have been made over the last few years, I think our intelligence department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force is wanting. A case in point, when the honorable Hilaire was in Dominica, and they said the whatever happened in Dominica was
planned in St. Lucia.
Plotted in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time this guy landed on that VG or wherever,
Somebody
whatever,
should have
he
questioned
should be
him.
taken in for questioning.
Yes.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And the reason why I say so, I remember not this election, I think the election before this in Barbados, there was a politician campaigning and he made some real subtle threatening statements to the states. And the next day, the security services was at his house. They took him in for questioning.
Yes. Yeah.
And I find too many of our politicians make these threats.
Yep.
And our intelligence services
Our
of the
police
state
force, that's
just
right.
allow it to go and say,
That's
well,
right.
this guy is not serious.
Yeah.
You know, this and that and so on.
Well said.
So you find now, the supporters now
Do
take
the
these
same.
things. I
That's
mean, when I
right.
heard the Honorable Hilaire, he came to the House of Parliament. I said, but what's going on? Why the calling off? And they wanted the SSU. And I said, but we have one security personnel, which is the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. And the intelligence, the force received.
There you go. And he's a member of parliament.
Mass crowd.
He's a member of parliament. He should understand the concerns, especially when people from his side also made those statements. So then again, we should not be surprised. Because when people deeply in bed with them, no pun intended, deeply in bed with them, will make statements about throwing tear gas and grenades in the House of Parliament, and they say absolutely nothing.
Exactly. And I am saying, if we had a serious intelligence services from whatever platform that came from,
well said,
you're
caller.
supposed to pick up these people.
Well said, caller.
Take these people and question them.
Well
question
said.
them. I mean, when you tell me the house, and you know what this is? I mean, when you say, I mean, we just saw and experienced what transpired in the United States with rhetoric.
Yep.
The House of the
That
People
is right.
overrun.
Well said.
We continue to accept this thing and say, oh, these people are serious. You know, St. Lucians are cool people.
Yeah,
and
until-
St. Lucia, maybe, but you have one or two persons who are plotting. And these things enable them to do things that wouldn't surprise the entire nation. So I just wanted to make my contribution in
Well
this.
said, caller.
And I'm calling on the security services. Listen, they need to take these subtle
Yes.
threats seriously.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. On the ball, on the money with that. Absolutely correct. You can't wait until something happens. And we saw the classic examples in the US of A recently. We saw it in Columbine. We saw it in Florida. We saw it in New York. We saw it all over the place. The signs were there. People were making posting on social media. They were going to school. They were talking to friends and making all of these statements. And everybody poo-pooed it off, you know. He said, I just parlay, blah, blah, blah. In this day and age, you can't take that chance anymore. You have to verify. What did Ronald Reagan say about Russia with the Russians back there in those days? Trust, but verify. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Morning,
Real,
sir.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. Well, I just have that to share with the Fambos. Let them know this election, we're flushing them. We're
That's
flushing
right.
their therapy.
That's right.
This should be the campaigning sound. We're flushing SLP. And I wish they would have somebody that will make a song. And start mentioning name by name, we're flushing them. Thank you, Norbert.
Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. Folks, I want you to listen to what the previous caller, the caller before this last one, was alluding to. He was talking about Ernest Hilaire in Dominica and the statement that he made there. When I heard it, I was alarmed, I was shocked. And Phillips, listen for yourself again, because I know you've heard it before. I know you've heard it before. I'm going to let you hear it again. This is what the caller before the last was talking about. And tell me if this is not alarming. Tell me if there's not concern. Tell me if there's no reason to investigate and find out what the veracity of this statement is. To go as an elected parliamentarian, to go to a foreign country where elections are being held, where violence occurred, where there was so much concern because of what was happening there, that the RSS had to be deployed to Dominica. At least one person was killed. And listen to what an elected representative of the people of St. Lucia, who was sworn to, for all intents and purposes, to defend St. Lucia at all costs, to defend his country of birth, to defend us all, to speak in our favor, to not malign his own country, not to malmene the image of his country in another country. You can say your thing in St. Lucia, we'll be upset, but then to leave and to go to another country. The former holder of a diplomatic passport representing St. Lucia at a high commission in the UK, representing St. Lucia to the outside world with a diplomatic passport, knowing full well, or supposedly, should know diplomacy, should know about honor, should know about patriotism. Because you're a diplomat, you're the biggest patriot, you're representing your country outside of St. Lucia, and as a parliamentarian, even higher, that when you go out, you speak for St. Lucia, you represent us. They talk about St. Lucians representing us, that everything you do reflects on St. Lucia. If you're a sportsman, what you do outside reflects on St. Lucia. You're an athlete, a tennis player, a cricketer. If you're a footballer, what you do outside representing St. Lucia reflects on St. Lucia. But as a parliamentary representative, as a former diplomat, high commissioner, you go to a foreign country and you malmene the image of your country and say violence that was happening there, whatever is happening in Dominica was planned in St. Lucia. That's treason. I call it treason. I don't care who don't like it. I, Norbert Williams, call it treason. No excuse. Listen to it for yourself.
Be careful of the United Workers' Party. Very careful of them. Do not fall for their tricks. And I'll tell you something. You see all what's happening in Dominica? That's well planned. And it was planned in St. Lucia. It was planned in St. Lucia to happen in Dominica. And I'll tell you more. For what they're doing to Dominica, we have a responsibility in St. Lucia to make sure we vote them out at the next election.
Serious statements. Throwing your country under the bus in a foreign country. Throwing your own country as a parliamentary representative, a member of our parliament. Where you're expected, even Lebai Mal, to defend your own country and say, no, that ain't true. And then go back home and try to deal with that internally. Huh? You think any US diplomat, any senator, any congressman, you think any member there would go to any other country and say that his country what was happening there was planned in his country by the government? Are you crazy? His political career would be over. It would be over. This is incredible. Incredible. And you tell me people, oh, we're not going to investigate anything. We don't find anything wrong in... You don't find anything wrong in that, Philip J. Pierre? Don't find anything wrong in that? Met will sell out his country anytime. In my opinion. He don't care about his country. He'll sink his country anytime. To go and make such a statement as a... If you're a parliamentarian, you're a diplomat. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Now, but you know what? You know what really burning me about that statement? The people like as if they, you know, the party on a campaign stage is one thing, and government is another thing. Okay? So what I'm trying to say is that this guy made that statement there on a political platform, right? Political rhetoric, but yet still. Right, he's trying to like separate it from party policy and then kind
really?
of, oh, I made it on a political
really
platform, so it's okay. So it's okay. That's what it sounds like. That's what they're trying to do. But you are one and you are the same. You're not a different person on the platform, and then when you come in parliament, you're a different person. You're the same person.
Oh boy! Thank you very much, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. And these people aspire to come back again. I mean, I don't know. 4560931. So I was telling you, we're going to see the same suspects rear their ugly heads. I don't you jail-led to it? Rear their ugly heads with the same nonsense and pretend to represent organizations that know nothing about what they're talking. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Mr. Williams, morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Let me tell you a quick question.
Yeah.
I know the police and certain people take an oath to defend their country and blah, 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 and what it is. Does the parliamentarians take the same oath?
Of course. In the House, when they're all sworn in, that first day, first parliament, July the 12th, and every time Parliament is prorogued, that just happened recently at the end of the budget and the new, when they all say aye to bear true allegiance to Her Majesty the Queen and St. Lucia and all of that.
So, in other words, Mr. Hiller is not aware of the oath, or he did not understand the oath he took?
Maybe he's aware of an oath.
No, because I don't see where St. Lucia was protected at that time, because listening to the statement, he said St. Lucia.
But hold on. But then he went further to say, for what they're doing in Dominica, we must vote them out in St. Lucia at the next elections. The only person you can vote out is who? The people in government.
The people in government.
So in essence, he's saying that the government of St. Lucia was complicit, was involved in planning the violence in Dominica.
That's where I was coming. Because if you can say, because that is plain language. You cannot separate it. The only people you can vote out is the government of St. Lucia.
Exactly.
So you are telling the entire world that the government of St. Lucia is involved in terrorism.
Well, whatever.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, caller. Thanks for keeping it real. I mean, folks, I'm going to play it for you again. I'm going to play it. I want you to listen because it's not my words. I want you to tell me if what I'm saying is wrong, if my interpretation, if my analysis of the paralysis is wrong. Ernest Hilaire, elected member of our House of Parliament, representing Castries South, left St. Lucia in 2019 to go to Dominica during the election campaign in support of the incumbent there who won the elections again, and on a political platform made this statement, him being a parliamentarian, having been a diplomat for St. Lucia, him having been St. Lucia's High Commissioner in London, him being, for all intents and purposes, a diplomat for St. Lucia right now because he's a parliamentary representative. Listen for yourself.
Be careful of the United Workers' Party. Very careful of them. Do not fall for their tricks. And I'll tell you something. You see all what's happening in Dominica? That's well planned. And it was planned in St. Lucia. It was planned in St. Lucia.
To happen in Dominica.
And I'll tell you more.
Listen, I want you to listen to this part, and I'll tell you more. Listen clearly to what he said. The words are important. Words are important. Listen well. A man who has a PhD, so you would expect that he would have the highest understanding and comprehension of the English language and the use of words. Listen to what he says next.
For what they're doing to Dominica, we have a responsibility in St. Lucia to make sure we vote them out at the next election.
For what they're doing, for what they're doing in Dominica, we have a responsibility to vote them out at the next elections in St. Lucia. It's not Dominicans you can vote out at the next elections. It's not goats you voting out at the next elections. It's not Manico you voting out at the next elections. It's the government. It's only the government. So in essence, or clearly, what Ernest Hilaire is saying, in no ambiguous terms, that it is the government in St. Lucia that planned what happened in Dominica. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, sir.
What I gather, today, this morning, right now, I really sit down and listen to that. And what I really gather from that statement, the very day that Hilaire had written to St. Lucia should have been arrested.
Well, I don't know about arrested. He should have been interrogated. He should have been questioned about that statement.
I mean, calling and questioned. Because a statement like that cannot be acceptable. But maybe the government at the time didn't take that serious. Because they know that the Labour Party is desperate to...
But you know, caller, let me tell you something. Somebody would... You see, when much is given, much is expected. And some people will make the argument that the statement was made in Dominica outside of the jurisdiction of St. Lucia. But the troubling thing about it all is that you would hope or that you would expect that our elected parliamentarians would be held to the highest standards of accountability and honesty, and that if a parliamentarian makes a statement, a serious statement like that, that you would expect that there's some evidence, or that there is some, well, not evidence, that there is truth to it. And Ernest Hilaire didn't make that statement as a joke. The context of what was happening there, in my estimation, he expected people to take him seriously.
But resources were spent from St. Lucia to help Dominica in this instance, you know, because whatever unit of the
RSS
had left St. Lucia to go and help
it comes at a cost, yes.
That is a cost.
So he's saying that now that the deployment of in our part to the RSS, to Dominica, where funds had to be spent to pay these police officers. There's special pay as well, right? And everything else for the logistics, for the plane, for the flight, for everything else. St. Lucia had to pay its share, right?
But you can just watch at those guys in Parliament. Just watch their movement. Just watch their behavior in Parliament. You just come to a conclusion that these guys are desperate.
Desperate.
They are desperate to get into power.
This is the reckless
but if
politics.
You have to use those kinds of language in a foreign country about your own country.
A parliamentarian.
What is the sense? What is it that you are going to do if you all come into government? But God forbid that's going to happen. Because I personally don't see nothing to prove to me that the Labour Party is going to win that election. I don't see that. I don't see that because they're not showing any kind of remorse, any kind of good
change, any change.
So that the young people who may sometimes later go into politics, they're not showing any kind of good behavior, so that those people can copy from them. Because I noticed that former Speaker of the House, Mrs. Mafre.
Yeah,
yes, I was watching that clip you played there.
Yeah.
And see the
pattern,
the behavior.
Yeah.
At that time, they had 8 seats in Parliament, you know. The government had 9, and they had 8.
Was it?
Yes, because it's just after they had the 2 elections.
Yeah. No. This was in after Sir John died. Stephenson King was Prime Minister.
Oh, okay. Maybe I was wrong there. And then you seen the behavior of the people inside there. I go look at that, and then the
incredible.
And these guys want to be the leader. What example you setting for the young people of today? And what was so surprising about that? The speaker allowed them.
Because you know what, caller? You see, sometimes you have to play dead to catch corbeau. You see, what they wanted, I am totally of the opinion this was the plan, especially when Philip J. Pierre remained challenging, talking over the Speaker of the House, was for them to order...
You all can't do me nothing. You all can't do me nothing.
For them to order the Sergeant at Arms to put him out.
The Speaker will ask the Sergeant to put him out.
And then now it would become an issue, a row. Go out on the streets and make... But the Speaker did not fall for that.
You know what came to my mind at that time? Sir St. Clair Daniel.
Call. Let me give you the bell on that. You think that would ever happen in St. Clair Daniel's house?
He would allow the police to put those guys out.
Caller. Well said. And everybody will tell you that the nonsense we see.
When he's sitting in the chair inside, he doesn't take that for a joke.
Caller.
Serious.
The nonsense we see happening in the House, the baseless arguments that have nothing to do with what is before the House, that would never pass with Speaker St. Clair Daniel. Never.
But they're taking advantage over that. You understand?
Okay, caller. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thanks for keeping it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, morning, Howard.
Morning, how are you doing?
I'm going to be good. I'm going to be very quick.
Yeah.
Ernest Hilaire is benefiting from the 2 St. Lucias that he always preach about. in the way that because I guess of his position, he was not calling for questioning. So all this thing he's talking about 2 different
interesting.
He's a
interesting.
He's a beneficiary.
Very interesting.
I rest my case.
Thank
I
you.
rest my case.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Very interesting. Thank you very much. Thanks for keeping it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert.
Morning.
Yes, I want to let you know that the very first time I'm calling this show.
Hey, well, you know what you get. Thank you so much.
Two things. You spoke about coals this morning.
I spoke about what coals?
Coals.
Okay,
Coals.
Chebon.
Right. We have a problem in the south because I live at Cedar Heights.
Okay.
And that is last night and night before. And it has been happening for months now that there is someone with a pit.
A coal
pit. And it is affecting everybody. You can open your house, your clothes underneath your house, nothing like that. You know?
Have you all identified the location of that?
It is clear. It is visible. It is very visible.
Do you know who owns the coal pit?
I do not know the person in question.
Is it in somebody's yard or is it a vacant lot?
Yes, around the person's house. Yes.
Hey, so call the police.
Okay, and another question is, I want to know whether the election in Dominica was free and fair.
Well, I don't know,
Based on our observers, what did they find? Did they find anything that it was not free and fair? No? Not that we know of, right?
Well, not that I know of.
Okay, all right. So, I am saying, whatever they are planning, okay, even if they try to disturb in St. Lucia, the same thing is going to happen. They're going to lose. Because nobody will fall for the nonsense that they are doing. Anybody who has a brain and knows about politics will know whatever that is happening in St. Lucia right now by the government is the right thing to do with the protocols and everything. And the disturbance that the Labour Party is trying to cause in the country, St. Lucians will not fall for that.
Yeah.
Their operatives will fall for that, and they will go for it, and at the polls they will be beaten.
Okay, caller, hold on. Don't go yet. Let me give you some numbers that you can call for environmental health that you can call with the nuisance, because that's what it is, a nuisance of the coal pit. There are a few numbers, so I'll give you all of them. 468 3700 3700.
Okay.
For Soufriere, just in, we have other people listening. Yeah, I'm going to give you Vieux-Fort in a second.
Okay.
Right, for Soufriere, it's 459-7329, because, we have people listening from around the island. And for Vieux-Fort, 454-6329 or 454-9994 to complain about this. See if you can get somebody to do something about that. That's absolutely ridiculous.
The first one is Castries?
Yes, Castries. 468. Try any one of them. I'm sure they could refer you if any number is not working or guide you accordingly.
Okay. Even last night, it was a problem.
I know, caller, I know what you're saying because I have a coal pit in my area too.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Folks, one Saturday I was at home, relaxing on a Saturday morning, trying to stay in, sleep in a little bit. And I woke up. It was about 9 o'clock in the morning. I thought the house was on fire. Some guy burning grass. All the house was filled with smoke. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is this Sky FM?
Yes, it is. You're on the air.
Okay. I wanted to speak with Mr. Williams.
You're on the air and you're talking to me.
Okay. I'm a first-time caller.
Well, thank you very much. You get the bell.
From Dennery?
From Dennery. Big up Dennery.
Yes, and Dennery, yes.
Talk to me.
I have been watching this program for a long, long time.
Thank you very much.
And I'm very much impressed with what I'm seeing.
Thank you.
What I'm hearing.
Thank you.
It's very educational.
My eyebrows look okay? You're impressed? Are my eyebrows okay?
Yeah. I wish that most people would be watching your program.
Yeah.
So they could be informed. But most people are not watching.
You got to tell them all.
I can't do that because I am home.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm home, I can't go about. So my favorite pastime is to watch the TV from 6 and then from 6 until you're closed.
Morning. Oh, thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much. I give you the bell again. Thank you very much.
Yes. So I'm wishing you well.
Thank you.
And I wish that people would watch you so that they can be educated.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a wonderful day too. Thank you very much. All the way from Dennery. first-time caller, says she listens to Sky FM from 6 a.m. until all our programming is done for the night. Now that's somebody who's keeping it real. 7:49, 10 minutes before 8 o'clock, well, 11. And we have another call. Good morning. Uh-oh, did they hang up? Oh, yeah. 456-0931 if you want to give me a ring-a-ling on the ting-a-ling. And our WhatsApp number. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert. I like your shit.
Good morning. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, Miss Minerva, what if you are listening, call this number, please, 287-0505.
Okay. Did you win the lotto?
No.
Okay. Well, that's it, caller. That's your message? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Okay, bye-bye. Ah, yes. Let's see here. You know, folks, we have a few messages, and I think I better get to those before I get in trouble. Let me go through. We have quite a few here. Oh, where are they? Where did they begin? This morning. Okay, good morning. All the way from Pennsylvania. Okay. Good morning. I need someone to ask the leader of the opposition which of the ongoing projects he will stop and not continue. Next one. Okay. Morning, Norbert. I heard it is said that on Sunday the curfew is from 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. Is that true? No, that's not true. I don't know where people get those things from. I haven't heard anything of the sort. There's no official nothing. Mr. Philip JP has said he will talk to his people, and I am saying he should talk to the whole of St. Lucia, not divide the nation. About what? When did he say that? You need to get details of those things. Good morning, Mr. Williams. This is a post from someone yesterday. Let me see this there. That's just funny, caller. Somebody ranting about people they don't like. They don't like Bowtie. They don't like Rick. They don't like Andre. They don't like Timothy. They don't like Russell. They don't like... That's a laundry list of foolishness. People are just miserable, some of them. Now, what's this with regard to? Not stupidity, greed, unabated greed. Here is an interesting question. Did the leader of the opposition have talks with Cabot? If so, what were the matters discussed? A very good question, caller. Did he speak with them? What were his discussions? What did he say? Thank you for bringing that up, caller. The people should now challenge Philip JP and ask him what were his discussions with Cabot and what did he think about those discussions. You see? Somebody asked it. Did the leader of the opposition come to the realization that Cabot is good for St. Lucia? If he did speak with Cabot, when does he propose to inform the people of St. Lucia? Well said, call. I give you the bell. I think you all now need to ask Philip JP if he had meetings or discussions with Cabot recently. Ask him. Ask him. And ask him what was his conclusion. Malmene in People Seville. Thank you so much, whoever you are. And apparently you know something. Apparently you know something. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Finland has the highest literacy rate in the world. Next one. Hello, Norbert. I saw some group... what is that? I don't know what that is. Let me just have a quick look at that. Pavle Ouvé. Ah. It's a bunch of nonsense. International Tribunal. Foolishness. That have no weight. That's absolute papi show. Anyway, moving on. Good morning, Norbert. Please tell me what kind of people get vexed and afraid when they see the police. Ernest Hilaire, oh my God, the man's interview before he entered the House of Parliament earlier this week looked so afraid. I feel safe when I see the police presence. What say you, Mr. Norbert? I feel safe when I see the police. I don't have any problem. The police outside our House of Parliament when there is a session is not anything new. It's not anything new. Controlling the flow of pedestrian traffic and vehicular traffic in that area when the House is in session is not anything new. You know, just fabricating, just trying to make people, because they have a certain level of trust that people have in them, that they expect them to be honest, but just creating an alternate sense of reality that does not exist. Good morning, Norbert. Claudie had a topic about the national anthem being played on Sky FM, and when you go to Calypso finals, you always hear the national anthem before the start. Somebody was telling me that some buffoon, not the guy who called here, that some buffoon called another station and were complaining that we play the national anthem here at 6 p.m. And, well, I'll tell you that the national anthem is scheduled here at Sky FM to play at exactly 6 a.m. on the time signal and at 6 p.m. And there's nothing wrong about that. It's very patriotic. In fact, in years gone by, radio stations and TV stations, when it was a requirement that when you began broadcasting, you'd have to play the national anthem. In fact, many of them still do. None in St. Lucia do right now that I'm aware of. And I think it's a patriotic thing to do, and I insisted on that quite a while now that it happened here. If you notice at government buildings, if you notice at anywhere else where the St. Lucia flag is being flown, the flag goes up at 6 in the morning at sunrise, and it goes down at sunset at 6 p.m. The person is suggesting that it's only at official events that the national anthem is to be played. Absolute nonsense. It's not substantiated. There's no regulation. There's no law saying that at all. As a matter of fact, people are encouraged. You go to meetings, they play the national anthem. You go to a graduation, they play the national anthem. What do you expect? Let's see here. Some people are too bright for their own good. That's all it is. Let's see here. What's this? Good morning, Norbert. It is sickening and nauseating every time I hear Dr. Hilaire's statement in Dominica. The same Dr. Hilaire that speaks about two St. Lucias. Well, I guess he's right, because he is getting away with these damaging statements about his own country in one of the St. Lucias. Yeah, because he said there's two St. Lucias. I heard some of your predictions, but it is my prediction that Dr. Ernest Hilaire will suffer the biggest and hardest fall at the next elections. Well, we shall see, caller. Always nice to get your messages and comments right on the money. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Miss Charles had a very informative government financial education, and I hope people paid attention. But I don't know what you're referring to. I had a very informative government financial education, but what really? But we St. Lucians need to know what the UWP government inherited when Kenny Anthony said that we could not borrow because he had to get his financial house in order. Another caller asked the same. So yes, we need to know what was the country's financial situation in 2016. We know broke, couldn't borrow, not in order. That's what the financial situation was. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert. God bless you and
Good morning.
continue the
Thank
good
you very
work.
much. Good morning.
Yes, whatever that, the biggest fault Ile will take in his lifetime is that election. Someone cannot be so rambunctious. When you look at the guy demeanor in the house, you would swear he's one of those old-time warfrats they call Dookie in my days. Where's your class? Where's your I just don't, I can't even fathom words for that gentleman because I'm not highly educated enough to use the word that's wrong. Where is the example? I mean to tell you, there are things you're displeased about. You make but the guy demeanor, you would swear the guy on the wharf with a frat ready to fight. When you go in parliament, that's where you show your true nature. You calm, you cool and collective. But that's not how those people act. There's a time you get hyper, you express yourself, but not to that level, man. That's very low and ordinary behavior. Oh, it's gut-wrenching. Jesus. Anyway, now, but take great care. I love you all, guys. Thanks God for
Thank you very
platform.
much.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Stand by, folks. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Nobby. What's happening this morning?
Morning, I'm good.
I was listening to news last night, especially Choice.
Yeah.
I try to listen to as much as I can.
Yeah.
And Choice was speaking about campaign financing. And I really started to laugh. I want to give the UWP blows on campaign financing.
Really?
Because Bertram Johannes is employed by the government, and that he is using CDP money to do things in the constituency where he wants to run. Now, it first started with an interview with Ernest Hille outside Parliament.
His opponent.
Yeah, so his opponent. And then Choice picked up the news. So I really had to laugh because, when I hear those things right away, I know that's a candidate Ernest Hille is about to lose. And he's crying foul very, very early because I know Bertram Johannes is going out there and he's getting sponsors, he's going after certain people for certain things. So he could keep the constituency clean for the 4 or 5 years Ernest had it. All he kept on saying is that the government wasn't giving him money. Mary was his opponent who did not win the constituency is being given money to do things. And now I see things are being done in the constituency. He's claiming that Bertram Johannes has been employed by the government and he's doing this and he's doing that and he's spending CDP money and then Choice is taking our manifesto and speaking about while in opposition we said that we're going to have a discussion on campaign financing, to make sure that those things don't happen and all kind of things.
Yeah.
Now, what you think about that whole thing? Don't you see it look like somebody who's crying foul very early?
Well, point du vent.
He can't point du vent because he's not delivering. He's simply not delivering to the people of Kashui South. I mean, the Taiwanese was giving money at one time; they didn't want it, and now you want to cry foul. But but I am watching. That seat is going to be a very, very, very interesting seat. The guy who thinks he knows all, I hope. The guy who thinks he knows all. Let me see what he's going to do when election day comes.
Well, I hope you haven't forgotten that tomorrow, the 7th of May, is the Range Rover case.
7th of May is the Range Rover case.
Tomorrow.
Let's hope it's not adjourned for a different date. These things need to come happen, and it needs to happen before the elections. If the customs is at fault, well, that's it. If Ernest Hille is guilty, we should know, right? If customs have a bad case, we should also know.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? But let it happen because we cannot let elections come with that thing hanging in the air. Some decision or the other must be made.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
Chief?
Yep. Okay.
All
Thank you
right,
very
bye.
much, caller.
The show, I think the show is getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah, well, it's going to get hot right now because I'm going to make a revelation right now after you.
Good, beautiful.
I'm going to make a
Good
hot
stuff, man.
revelation.
Yeah, you must make a revelation of what the WHO the
Said about,
spokeswoman
yeah.
said last night. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much,
Later, man.
caller.
Okay.
Have a great day. Folks, I have put the phone off the hook. We are on time this morning. Well, a little bit off. But I want to tell you something. Remember, I started off today by telling you that I have, and on multiple occasions, predicted the behavior of the opposition in the House, of how they would keep coming back up with the same old pattern of behavior, the same old statements, that the state of emergency would be up for renewal again, and that they would come up with the same old arguments that had been trashed before, that were irrelevant, that had no basis in reality, that were a bunch of dirty old politics. Remember, I said that on Tuesday. And so said, so done. Because there's the pattern of behavior to see from the past. That's why they don't like you. They don't like us to talk about the past, because the past will reveal. The past is 2020 vision. And then you see patterns of behavior, and you can interpret things that you see now because it's following the same trend. And you will recall this morning when I started the show that I did say to you that we will see now as we get closer and closer to elections that the same old hackalacks, the same suspects, the usual suspects, the patriots that claim they love St. Lucia so much, those who claim they represent certain organizations but they only represent themselves and a few others with their own selfish interests, their own political interests, and claim to talk on behalf of organizations. We hear them, they write in letters. Those that making noise for no reason at all, trying to find Malmene or Seville and create all types of fictitious reasons to create problems, industrial unrest, to hype things up in the land, talk about the government is using the police. You know, we heard that in our house, absolute nonsense. When the police are enforcing the laws that are on the books, and as parliamentarians, they're supposed to know that. But they will push that out there because they've realized that they've run out. They're running out of time. That's why they're so desperate. Call elections now. Call elections now to stop the hemorrhaging. Government is in office to do the work of the people and want to talk about things that are being done last year, this year as election projects. So the government's supposed to stop working then in their final year. So the roads are elections projects. Everything, people do it roads. But as soon as you finish say people do it roads, you want the government to fix roads somewhere else. The irony, the ridiculosity of it. But I want everybody to listen now. Listen to my voice. See what I tell you this morning about the same old khaki pants. Now that we're getting closer, now that after the dismal performance in the House, you saw the defeat in their eyes. Qui joue jamais ouais? C'est bougla entoué en caille consit là parlement parler. Yo pas même bien parler pour 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Ou jamais ouais ça? C'est bougla brûlé. Yo brûlé. They burn. You know, it's like you're running a race and you run too fast or you never trained enough or you were just faking it. And before you've reached the finish, you burn. They burn. Well, I'm telling you folks, yesterday, in the High Court of St. Lucia, yesterday the 5th of May, lodged in a case against the government of St. Lucia, the St. Lucia National Trust is suing for damages. You may say. Is suing for damages with regard to the prisons in town, the demolition of the prisons in town. And they're suing for a number of different categories of damages. Are you surprised? When a judgment has already been given in that case? I mean, the most ridiculous nonsense. that is dead on arrival for a fee of $52 or $56 to lodge it in the courts. And you can see the desperation that has no merit, in my opinion. It is fabricated and it is instituted to cause chaos at this time close to elections. So say I, Norbert Williams. So say I. Can you believe that? But I'm telling you, don't trust me, folks. This is keeping it real, and I'm keeping it real with you. And I will keep you real on the details because we're going to go back. You know, and I will present the documents to you. You know that no stone will be left unturned. That is the new move now. So yesterday, the St. Lucia National Trust, it's a public document, has filed a case against the government of St. Lucia, suing for damages because the prisons were broken. Can you believe this baloney? Can you believe this? Can you believe this, folks? Me say, I am telling you, the more it gets ridiculous, the more it gets ridiculouser. They're going mad. Mad. All they try. That's the first move of many more to come.
All they try. They're going mad.
And it's looking bad.
Well, I got no
Hate from a fellow man.
I give them love and they feed me hate. My heart is clean and my mind is pure, so they can't understand why I can't go down.
But they're going mad. Mad. All they trying. Mad. And it's looking bad. I'm going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to take a call or two, and I know y'all are going. 456-0931. 456-0931. We have our call. Good morning, you on the air. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, good
morning. Let's make it quick, okay?
Yeah, but one thing I have to say, man. The former Labour Party Prime Minister, Kenny Anthony, he didn't say he would put dynamite to blow it up. What did the trust say?
Oh, yeah, the prisons. He recounted Lord Farrington's statement in 1950-something or whatever.
Yeah, Kenny Anthony said he will put dynamite to blow
No, well,
it up.
he repeated the words of Lord Farrington. That the prison should be that the prison should be blown up with dynamite.
Right. Now the problem I have with the trust and the St. Lucia Labour Party, they work hand in hand. All of them fellas senile. They just forget too quick. And in my opinion, I don't care who vex lose. Government should never give them fellas money to run that trust. Because they're running it the wrong way. No proper management. And why they're doing that? As though they want to go after the government. And you want to take the government to court on the heels of elections, man? Oh my God. Shame. Thank you, Norbert.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. 4560931. Folks, you see what I was telling you? What my prediction was? What I'd predicted before? The same shenanigans. Election Kavini. Commencez agiter. Start the agitation. Start the nonsense. The rhetoric. People's rights. The government is using the state of emergency to extend elections. But if that's the case, it extended for you too, messieurs. Zot pa ka kompran. If it's extended, it's not only for the government. Not a damn seat for them. Too much baloney, malmene in people's cerveau with the same foolishness. You know, this is the nonsense. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Let's make it quick, too.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, how are you doing? Morning.
Show.
Thank you.
I'm fine. Good show as usual. Norbert, they didn't get through with Cabot, so they're going to the prisons.
They're going back in time.
Yeah, they're going in reverse.
In reverse.
Wow.
So that's the latest. That's the latest play now. That's check the play. You check the play.
Yes.
That's the latest play.
So they realized that the public saw what they did with Cabot, the whole lie.
That dead.
You know that dead already. They have nothing. Everybody see they were lying about Cabot. Now they're going.
Let me tell you something, caller. Let me tell you something, and let me announce to all St. Lucians within reach of my voice. On Tuesday night, Keeping It Real, on Hot 7 TV, I will bring up Cabot. It will be hot. And what you don't know, they didn't tell you to happen, what was planned in St. Lucia to happen wherever, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Tuesday night. Hello? You there, caller? Okay, it looks like we lost that one. 4560931. We'll take one on that.
As they had the crowd behind everywhere they go. So they thought the crowd was bored. They say they're gonna cut the throat. Sparrows start to fall when you hear not a seed at all.
Not a damn seed for them.
Sparrow, that's ingratitude.
Y'all too wicked.
You buy the finger that give you food. Not a damn seed for them. Look how you hug up.
So you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here, folks. The St. Lucia National Trust is suing the government for damages because the prison was demolished. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, sir.
First time calling the show.
Yeah, hey, you get the bell.
Robert, so let me tell you, so why didn't the trust bring the Labour Party to court when La Paradis was
for the disaster that happened there.
The monster they have in Denver. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Morning. Keep it real. Hello? Okay, I don't know. Something's wrong with that caller's phone.
What's the end of the ONR? Not a damn seat for them. Carl join the alliance too. Not a damn seat for them. And they'll go find something for you to do. Not a damn seat for them. I hear he make best a senator. Not a damn seat for them. If Uti make you party lawyer.
Caller, folks, let me tell you something. What's next in the playbook? Elections are coming. The people are not biting the nonsense. The lies have been debunked. The same old khaki pants, the same old repackaged, regurgitated nonsense that has been dismissed before. So now, on the eve of elections, what's next? St. Lucia National Trust sues the government for damages in the High Court of St. Lucia yesterday. Yep. So now we have to ask, what's next to roll out? Which organization you're going to get ahead of that organization representing their own interests and purporting to talk on behalf of the organization is going to write a letter. Which ones? Who is next? Remember, you heard it here. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real. Okay, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk. Uh-oh. Oh, it's going berserk. Everybody's trying to get in. Okay, I better put this off. Get through a few of the comments here. Let's not forget, Pierre told us, smart people of Marsha, we can live on $5 a day. $5 can block a hole. Tell mate we don't need his handouts. Next one. Good morning, Nobby. There is another aspect to this Ernest Hilaire fiasco in Dominica. Remember, the people of Dominica share a very special relationship with those of St. Lucia. The irresponsible statement made by Dr. Hilaire can create enmity between those two. Yep, that's one of the things I said a long time ago. Though indigenous yet similar peoples. Let's get the next one. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Yesterday I heard Champagne say that Sky FM needs a female voice. I would like to recommend Miss Ward. She has tremendously amazing voice. You just want to hear her voice on here all the time. But anyway, she'll be here tomorrow. I'm sure you'll be listening. Good morning, Mr. Norbert. These fellas have no idea, no vision. We just don't have to even take them on because they're hungry for power. They will do all such a thing for them to come inside of the, well, okay, losers. We are blessed here on this island with a lot of wise persons. Let them believe that they can push forward their foolish rhetoric and sway the masses. Most of us listen intently, but know where we're putting our vote. Right next to the floodwall. SLP, do not insult our intelligence. Some of us didn't go to college or university for economic reasons, but that does not mean we are illiterate, educated, and informed. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Good morning.
Time caller.
Hey, you get the bell. First time caller.
You know what we should do? We should do a poll. We should do a poll. Everybody who wants them out, we're going to vote on that and put them out. But in fact, these people are lost. They are disruptive. They are disgusting. And right now, as much as we could reach out to the young people leaving school, we will take this election to another level. We're going to multiply the numbers of voters for the United Workers' Party. And they're coming out. They're speaking out all over social media, and that's a good stuff. Thanks for the education.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you for keeping it real. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me get to some more messages. Okay, this person has been trying all morning, so let me get this one. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Mr. William.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I just want to mention, I'm doing good.
Yeah, go ahead, caller. Hello? Hello? Oh, hold on. Say that again, caller.
Are you hearing me, Mr.
Yes,
William?
yes, go ahead.
I'm saying if we believe that Ernest Hiller went to Dominica by mistake, that we're fooling ourselves.
Oh, it was not a mistake for sure.
Dominica. If we look at the Al Jazeera report and what was said, there's a lot tying up Ernest and...
Whoa, caller, whoa. Al Jazeera report never mentioned anybody's name like that. So, mention St. Lucia. Hello?
Let's take that back.
Yeah.
I want to say again, Mr. Hiller, Mr. Ernest Hiller is somebody who went there for a purpose. Now, the people in Dominica was calling for election reform. Anyone who would have followed the happenings in Dominica would realize that they could make was still on the voters list, and it would be so easy to have somebody come in and say data is very unfair, it will not change until they do election reform. And Ernest was not in Dominica.
Okay, he's lost, chopped off. Okay, give me a call, 456. Okay, we have a call here coming in via WhatsApp. I've already said no direct line calls on the WhatsApp number. We have to leave that for WhatsApp people who want to call in. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it easy.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, let's keep it real. Good morning.
My first time calling.
Hey, another first-time caller. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Norbert.
Yes.
The National Trust, they're going mad. And they do that in the other election coming to make the government look bad.
Really?
That's what they do.
Well, we'll see how that ends up. Your Paka give up.
While all the time the prison was there, they never come to check about the prison.
Yeah.
How is now?
Yeah.
They want
Yeah.
to come and check.
Right.
These people, they're just going mad, and that's it, Mr. Norbert.
Don't worry, caller. I'll deal with that. Don't worry. Nai dilek yo. Thank you very much.
All what they're doing to try to make good government, no way for them.
Mhm.
All of them are losers, and they're bluffers. That's what they are.
Thank you very much.
Vision, nothing for the country.
That's right.
And have a blessed day, Mr.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. Thank you for keeping it real. Let me read another message here. Mr. Williams, what Mr. Hiller said is to and to every other St. Lucian with understanding high treason, and he had to be arrested, charged, and jailed. Some people are allowed to do and say what they want for too long before action is taken, and it is all in desperation. These guys are desperate, and they realize they stick in that already. In this age of the internet, if anyone is ignorant, it's only because they choose to be. Any St. Lucian who makes it their duty to study the political history of this country will never ever vote for the SLP. I can't read everybody there right now. Good morning, Norbert. Do you know that the Entrepot Human Resource Center is to be renamed the Romanus Lancico Human Resource Center? Same was announced recently by Philip J.P. Yes, I know that. Finally, they want to acknowledge Romanus Lancico. Norbert flushed the National Trust twice. You want me to flush them? Who vex lose? That's right. Let me see if I get one more message here. Read one more. Okay, one more here. Good morning. Okay. See, I have one there. Nobby, could you clear the air for the Sky FM family? The Hackalacks are on again. There's allegations going around that the health minister... Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
No, but good morning.
Good morning.
That statement you made about the National Trust.
Yeah.
Did they have ownership of the old prisons?
No. In fact, they had not even. In fact, they had not even listed it in the in the list of sites and locations and buildings of any significance to the National Trust. They never even listed it.
So how are they going to show that they suffered damages if they...
I call her, that's just Papi Shokila. Papi Shokila. Papi Shokila. Wait for the rest, because there are others to come with more Papi Show. Remember I told you so, eh? There are others, as we get closer and closer to elections, who are going to want to try to disrupt the orderly process of things here by coming up with all types of nonsense. Remember I told you so. Okay?
Yeah.
Remember.
Yeah, it depends to me. If you don't own something, you can suffer damages from it.
Very interesting statement, caller. You have made a very interesting statement right there. Okay? There's much more. Don't worry. Don't worry yourself. Okay, where the writing is on the wall. Licks! Thank you very much, caller. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Good morning, you're on the air. Let's keep it real.
Good morning, Norbert.
Morning, how are you? Make it quick. Oh, first time caller. There you go.
Norbert, yeah. Norbert, I want you to look at the list of people that are in the National Trust and tell me that's not a political party that I don't tell.
I don't know, caller. I don't know. Thank you very much, caller.
Anyway, have a nice day.
You too. Thank you so much. Thank you, folks. Folks, I'm going to take one more call on the ring-a-ling. One more call. One more call. There we go. Hey, why did you hang up? One more call. There we go. You are the final caller this morning.
I'm so happy. An interesting question.
Yeah.
Let's say National Trust loses that case, and they're asked to pay damages, right?
Damages to who?
And they're going to pay damages to the defendant, because they brought a case against.
Well, they'll have to pay court costs. That's what they'll have to pay.
No, apart from court costs, they may have to pay. To wasting the government's time and all that.
Caller, this ain't even get into that.
No, I going to. I am wondering who's going to pay. Who's going to pay?
My gosh.
Because National Trust is, you can say what you want, but National Trust is still an arm of the government, you know.
There you go.
You understand?
There you go. So caller, that's an interesting observation you made there too.
I'm telling you, then I'm on the government. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay.
The government suing itself.
All right, good. All right.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you for keeping it real. And that's it for this morning, folks. Another morning edition of Keeping It Real. Stay tuned for the action, folks. Lots more of eye-opening nonsense coming up. Thank you so much for joining me once again on the morning edition of Keeping It Real. Those of you out there in the diaspora, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, the UK, all around St. Lucia, in Jamaica, in Canada, in Barbados, in St. Kitts, Antigua, Trinidad and Tobago, Puerto Rico, the UK. Did I say the UK? We have a number of people logged in from the UK here as well. In France, Russia. Who's in Moscow? Australia, New Zealand, all over the world, wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me once again for the morning edition of Keeping It Real. Tomorrow, right? Today's Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Minerva Ward is going to be with me, and we're going to be, folks, we're going to be dealing with it. A lot more going to be coming up. I'm sure you're going to hear much more about this today, but I broke it here. You heard it here first on Sky FM. National Trust is suing the government of St. Lucia for damages as a result of the demolition of the prisons on Bridge Street in Castries. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. More to come, folks. More are going to be crawling out from under the rocks who pretend to represent organizations that know nothing about them, and they're going to be writing those letters. Watch and see. Remember, I told you so. I'm just keeping it real with you. Remember. Thank you so much for joining me once again. The morning edition of Keeping It Real. Coming up at 9 o'clock, the man Champagne. A champagne in the morning. And he'll be joined in studio as usual every Thursday with the police officers to discuss issues. Talking, what's it? Talking police? Police matters. Talking traffic. Well, they talk a lot of things. Thank you for joining me again. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Hello everyone, I'm Norbert Williams, right here on Sky FM 93.1. Join me Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. for the morning edition of Keeping It Real. And on Tuesdays and Fridays, Minerva Ward joining me from Canada, right near the North Pole. Although it's cold over there, it's gonna be hot in here. Don't you forget, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. on GVD TV and streaming live on Facebook. Don't you miss it.
Welcome, listeners and viewers. Join me, your host, Ricky Alexander, every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on your favorite program, Constituency Vibes, on 93.1 FM, Sky FM, and on GDV TV 115. Your program, Constituency Vibes, every Wednesday. Join me.
On behalf of the community of Olemon Granny Dairy, we would like to say a heartfelt thank you to Senator Ferropolius for the work that she has commenced in our community. As a result of this, we now have access to quality roads and better drainage. We do appreciate it. We look forward to working with you in the future and we wish you the best of luck in the next general election.
The government have done excellent. I don't see how they will take out that government from there and put on other governments. What are you going to put there for us? We already have, we getting it good. It's already going good for us, and Ms. Fortuna is our representative for our area here. So to me, she have to bring it home. And we have to support her in bringing it home. I want her to bring it home. It's Flaboy. They have nowhere else to vote again. It's Flaboy you have to vote for it. The whole cast is to say it's Flaboy it easy. It's Flaboy you have to vote for.
It is with much thanks and effort that we are here today to make this valuable donation to the fishermen of Ancillary. There are some over 30 boat owners in this community, And fishing, no doubt, is a very, very big part of the livelihood of the people of Ancillary. I want to, on behalf of the government of St. Lucia and myself, I want to donate this to the fishermen of Ancillary, and I am very happy, and I hope that you guys will put this into very good use.
On behalf of the Ancillary Fat Fishers, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Dominic Fede for providing us with a timely donation of the ropes we have here.
I want to say thank you to the minister for donating us that rope for the fad, and that's going to bring a little income during the COVID time, and I want to say thanks a lot again.
If I was Prime Minister,
that now go happen. That will never happen. You will never live to see that happen.
When President Trump lost his son, Joe Biden suspended his campaign.
Hey, that's true.
He suspended his campaign for 2 days when President Trump lost his son.
Oh, you lie! You lie!
I have it on the record. Lost his son.
Robert Trump, President Trump's younger brother, has passed away after an illness.
That's all, folks. Crossfire, discussing the issues. Norbert Williams, Champagne, Dr. Secret, and Ring the Bell. Thursdays, 8 p.m. on Sky FM and GVD TV. Don't you miss it.
Bienvenue à sous Sky FM 93.1 et puis Dr. Sigre lundi pour vendredi. Ça c'est 4h30 pour 8h au soir. Côté Dr. Sigre ka encore nous. Côté nous ka discuter qui ça qui ka fait en pays. Nous aussi à sous Facebook et puis channel 115. Ça c'est GVD TV. Join-moi lundi pour vendredi à sous Sky FM 93.1 et puis Dr. Sigwe en commun.
Bienvenue à sous Sky FM et puis Ring the Bell 93.1. Limo ici là c'est 45-6093. Moi ici là tous les jeudis, vendredis, samedi, 8h jusqu'à 10h soir. Moi aussi à sous GVD TV et puis Facebook Sky FM, matchez ça et puis Blamicol.
On m'a fait bail.
Mikudno family, Mamai Mikudno. Tune in to GVD TV 115 and Facebook Live this and every Tuesday for Let's Talk with Auntie Gail, where we will discuss what is happening in our constituency and the progress we have made so far. Anu pale epi Auntie Gail, Tule Madi asu GVD TV channel Yon Sen. Mikudno, we've got this. Let's talk. Nous tous, c'est yon famille à Mikudno.